Hi guys. I totally did not mean for my last blog to be emotional, or depressing or sad or anything like that. Laura, you said in the video was sad to watch, and Tara, you said it was very emotional. And like I said, I didn't realize I would have this effect on people. I was just being honest. But it was good to know that. I think it was just that it was my first video blog and I wasn't talking very loud and I was talking kind of slow because I know that I have a tendency to talk kind of fast. So I want to thank you both for your book recommendations. I'm going to find those books and check them out just as soon as I find the library here in Arkadelphia. But today on my blog, first I want to say, for those of you who've watched Dr. Phil, he sometimes asks people to name like 5 events that have occurred in their life that shape who they are, and I'm not going to name 5 events that have shaped my life because I can't really decide what they are exactly. So that's not really what I'll be doing, but he inspired it, and I thought it might be fun for me to just take a trip on memory lane, talk about some things that have happened in my life. They're going to be in some kind of order, but not exactly. I might be jumping around a little bit, but and most of the things I'm going to talk about really stood out in my life to me, like things I can clearly remember and easily remember. So I'm going to start in the 1st grade, and in the 1st grade I peed my pants. Now, let me explain. We were having an art lesson, and my teacher, Mrs. Crane, said, "I don't want anyone to raise their hand until I'm finished with the art lesson." And I really had to go pee. But I was too scared because she said, "Don't raise your hand, save all your questions for the end." I didn't realize that using the bathroom was not one of those questions. So finally, I couldn't hold it anymore, and I'm like, "I have to go to the bathroom." She's like, "Well, why didn't you just say something, honey?" And so, of course, I ran to the bathroom, but they had the stalls where the first one was a certain height, and then the next one was a little lower, and the next one was a little lower. Well, I really had to go really bad, so I ran into the first stall. But being only 6, it was a little high, and I couldn't get up on the toilet fast enough, so I peed all over myself, and I started screaming, and the teacher's assistant ran down there, and I had to wear the clothes in the office, so it was kind of traumatic, and I've always remembered that. Now in the 2nd grade, I liked a kid named Mitchell Shabelsky. He was my first crush, and I think I might have liked him in the 1st grade. I don't really remember, but in the 2nd grade he moved away, and actually he sent me a senior picture of him our senior year, so of course I had to send one back. Now jumping up to the 7th grade, I had this, I don't really want to say he was my boyfriend, but I went to some sort of school dance with him. Well, my friends all wanted us to kiss, so they pushed us together, and yeah, he was my first kiss, and he bit my tongue, but he was so embarrassed that he told everyone that I bit his tongue, and he told everybody, and so people that I didn't even know would, come up to me, "Ooh, you're so stupid, you bit Nick Compton's tongue." And, that was pretty, humiliating, and I didn't want to, correct them. I just wanted to get the heck away from them. So that was something. And also in junior high, which I think junior high isn't a very good time for very many people, this kid named David Powell used to be really, really mean to me. And, yeah, that's the past. I don't really want to say what he did or anything, but one last memory from junior high, which is a good one. I walked into Mr. Betcher's class on the first day of the new semester, and as soon as I walk in, I hear, Amy! And I look around, and I don't see anyone that I know. So, and then I see this girl just like waving to me with this big smile on her face, and that person turned out to be Ty. And we've been friends just ever since, and I was really grateful to have somebody to sit next to. And I remember doing goofy little things to try and make her laugh. Like, this girl named April would sit in front of me, and she always wore a hooded sweatshirt. You'd think she would have learned. I would pull on this girl's sweatshirt, so it would choke her in the neck, which is pretty horrible, I know, I'm sorry, April, if you're out there, if you're seeing this, if anyone knows April, I'm really sorry that I did that to you. But anywho, moving on, the first time I ever smoked pot was out of an apple behind Eastwood Elementary School on a nature trail. My grandpa died in the year 2001, and that was really sad, and it took a while for me to really be over it, but I am now. And I graduated high school June 9th, Tara's birthday, 2002. And I graduated from community college June 16th, 2006. And skipping back to high school, when I was in 10th grade, the cat that I had had for 10 years, since I was 6, got ran over. And what happened was I was sitting on my bed getting ready for school. It was 6:30-ish in the morning. And I hear somebody, "Oh my God, you bastard, you ran over a cat." And I'm like, that's weird. So I look out my window and I see this man get out of his truck and just dragging a cat by his tail and throwing him into the bushes. I'm like, well, it's too dark. I can't really tell if that was my cat, so I'm not really panicking yet. And I run out, I watch him drive away, and I run out there and look in these bushes, but I can't really tell. It's dark, it's shadowy in the bushes. So I make my dad go out there, and it was my cat. So I was a little traumatized. I had to go to my second period learning lab with Mrs. Keppen, and I cried in learning lab, which is really pathetic. But that's something that I really haven't forgotten since it happened. So, I can't really think of any other events that really, really stick out in my mind as much as those ones do. Of course, I remember all kinds of different things about, good times I've had with my friends, of course. I don't really tend to have the best memory out of all my friends. I pretty much wouldn't remember half of my life if it wasn't for my friends. Ty and Tara are always constantly reminding me of things that happened. And it's like, once they tell me the story, I have a vivid memory of it. Like, I guess, actually this is a pretty vivid memory. I'll throw this one in there for you guys too. Ty and Tara, I could be easily manipulated, which I still can be, but they convinced me to run out in the mall parking lot, flag down this lady's car, and crawl on her hood of her car. And it did. And then, luckily, coincidentally, this lady happened to have a headlight out, so I played it off as, "Ma'am, you have a headlight out, I'm just being helpful," by crawling on the hood of her car. So, anyway, back to the point. I just am really glad that I have the friends that I do, to help me remember all the really good times that I had, because, yeah, I just wouldn't have remembered as many of them like that, for instance. So if anyone wants to share a memory that involves me, or pretty much me, I guess if you have a memory that you wouldn't remember unless your friends had, reminded you of it, then you could tell me about that. I like hearing funny stories, so I think I'm rambling, guys, so I'm gonna click this press to stop recording button, and I'll have more for you next time.